Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, and today we're diving into the essential truths about bone health improvement. Forget what you've been told about needing excessive calcium supplements. We're going to explore how natural remedies and specific lifestyle adjustments can dramatically enhance the strength and resilience of your bones. Let's uncover the real keys to bone health together. So why am I drawing a sun when we're talking about bones? Well, the ultraviolet rays from the sun hit the skin. And when they hit the skin, they convert a form of cholesterol to vitamin D. What's converted to vitamin D? Cholesterol. It's a very important lipid in the human body, is cholesterol. Dr. Malcolm Kendrick said, for the first time, normal levels of a normal vital body substance is being called a disease. What's that? Cholesterol. So the ultraviolet rays from the sun hit the skin and convert a form of cholesterol just under the skin to vitamin D. And vitamin D is essential in the assimilation of calcium and the utilization of calcium in the body. Vitamin D is also being hailed today as the anti-cancer vitamin. In fact, the research is showing that it can stop cancer in its tracks and even convert the cell back to a healthy cell. That's quite remarkable. So your bones need for you to be having vitamin D. But I've got some other shocking news for you. And you might say, Barbara, you've already shocked us enough. Bones aren't made of calcium. Well, what are bones made of? They're made of 12 minerals and 64 trace. What are the 12 minerals? Calcium, chromium, boron, iron, magnesium, manganese, silica, sulfur, selenium, potassium, phosphorus, and iron, and we've done iron, zinc. That's what bones are made of, and 64 trace. So what do bones need, students? Definitely not calcium supplements. That's another deception. And in the book, The Calcium Lie by Dr. Robert Thompson, he talks about the calcium lie, talks about the fat lie, talks about the cholesterol lie. Whew. And when we read the Bible and realize that that great dragon, that old deceiver, the devil and Satan, which has deceived the whole world. So, it's not rocket science really, is it? What do our bones need? That. So if you've got calcium supplements, the best thing you can do with them is put them in the bin. Do you call it a bin? In America they call it a trash can. I just want to be really clear here. Trash. Rubbish. Rubbish, yeah. In fact, in the book The Calcium Lie, Dr. Robert Thompson, he actually says that calcium supplements can deplete even more calcium out of your bones. The pharmaceutical companies, they make all these drugs, then they've got another section. Guess what's in another section? Vitamins and minerals. And there's not a big stockpile of vegetables out in the backyard that they're making them from. They're in a form that your body can't access. They're manufacturing these minerals synthetically, concocting a version that your body struggles to recognize or use. It's like feeding your body a foreign language it can't comprehend. Instead of aiding, it adds more strain as your system scrambles to process these alien substances. We're ensnared in a cycle fueled by misinformation and corporate greed, where essential truths about natural health are obscured by profit-driven motives. This deception runs deep, leading many to suffer from deficiencies while their shelves are stocked with supplements. Remember, your health isn't a commodity. Turn to nature, not a pill bottle.
Nourish your body with real foods, the way nature intended, packed with bioavailable minerals that your body knows exactly how to utilize. Break free from the chains of the supplement myth, and let's reclaim our health with wisdom that transcends industrial manipulation.
But don't go and lie in the sun just after you've had a shower and washed yourself with soap, because you've washed all the oils away and you won't get vitamin D. Once you've had a shower and washed your body with soap, you need to wait 2 hours at least before the oil is formed on your skin, and then you'll get the vitamin D. And once you've been in the sun, don't go and have a hot shower and wash yourself with soap, because it takes 2 hours for the vitamin D to be formed. You don't need a lot of sun to get vitamin D, but you need to have exposure to the sun. You can overdo the sun, but the problem today is most people are underdoing the sun. It's not the enemy in the sky. It'll only burn you if you overdo it. There's a bit of common sense required here, is that right? So, to get strong bones, you need sun. You need to be having the whole salt and dark green leafy vegetables. And there is one food that's phenomenally high in calcium, and it's in with the other minerals, so it's in a good form, and that is sesame seed. And a great way to use sesame seed is as tahini. My kids used to love tahini and honey on toast. And also we make dressings, tahini, lemon juice, crushed garlic, salt, something like that. Tomorrow when the brain's had a sleep, I can probably give you the recipe. But hummus and baba ganoush, a lot of Lebanese dishes use tahini. Also chickpeas are also a good source. So these are foods that will help boost calcium. And dried figs. Dried figs are quite high. But what most people do, unfortunately, they take things that leach the calcium. So what are the leaches? What leaches calcium out of the body is high acid foods. So that's a high carbohydrate diet, high carb, high wheat, refined sugar, and caffeine. All your caffeine drinks, coffee, tea, Coke, all of those are calcium leaches.
These popular beverages, while socially embraced, are insidiously stripping vital minerals right from our bones. Imagine, every sip of your morning coffee could be silently eroding the very framework that holds you upright. It's a bitter irony, isn't it? Our modern lifestyle, marked by processed foods and quick fixes, is actually weakening us from the inside out. We're becoming fragile not because of age, but due to choices that defy the natural laws of our body's needs. It's time we wake up and smell more than just coffee. We need to recognize the assault on our health disguised in convenience and habit. Start making smarter choices. Hydrate with water, not caffeine. Nourish with nature, not processes. Reclaim your health, not as a consumer, but as a conserver of your own vitality.
Now your circulatory system is what carries the blood, and it has a pump, and that's your heart. And it pumps the blood through the arterial system way down to the extremities. Well, how does it get back? Do you ever wonder that? You've got a second pump, and forgive the illustration, but here's your second pump, your calf. Your calf muscles are your second heart. It's your calf muscles that pump the blood back up to the rest of your body. Now there is a problem that some women and some men get called varicose veins. Do you know the best cure for varicose veins is rebounding? Because when you're rebounding, that majorly stimulates your second heart, which is your calf muscle. And what happens with varicose veins is the blood's tending to sit and pool in the venous system. You see, your arteries come away from the heart, the venous system is coming back to the heart. Even just the health bounce, just even going like that is strengthening or moving your second heart, your calf muscles. Around your capillary system, your blood network, there are muscles. And as the heart pumps, it causes muscular contractions all through your arterial, do you like that one? Arterial, must be getting late, arterial system. But your lymphatic system, it has a network of capillaries too, but it doesn't have a muscular system around it, and it does not have a pump. So how does it get activated? Movement. But there is one exercise that stimulates the lymphatic system in a more powerful way than any other exercise, and that is the rebounding. And this is what happens when you're rebounding. When you're jumping, when you accelerate up to the point of getting deceleration on the tip of your bounce, every single gate in the whole of the lymphatic system is open. And when you hit the mat, every single gate closes. And then when you go up again, every gate opens, and when you hit the mat again, every gate closes.
Does it affect the joints or the leg?
Does it affect the joints? There is no jarring on the joints because you've got to bounce. Whereas if you run, your joints jar, but not on the rebounding because you get this cushioning. When people don't exercise and they hardly move, can you see that their lymphatic system isn't stimulated? So what's happening in the tissues? The waste is building up. Do you remember the story I told you about Bobby, who had his lymph node in his thigh removed and his legs were huge, and I got him rebounding every hour, just a minute every hour, just to get that lymphatic system. You see, when anyone that's got swelling in their body, it's lymphatic. It's lymphatic fluid. And the rebounding is often called a lymphosizer because it has such a powerful effect on the lymphatic system. So once you Google and investigate the wonders of the rebounding exercises, now the rebounder that we have is one of the best. It's called a NEDUC. It's important to get a good quality one so you get a good bounce, because cheaper ones are very hard, but the ones that are a little bit more expensive, they're just much better quality, and they basically spring you up in the air. They've got such a good spring on them. The good news is you only have to do 3 minutes 3 times a day. How good's that? Or you can do your interval training in the morning and do it all at once. For someone who's really challenged with swollen lymphatic fluid in their body, they can do it for 1 minute every single hour. It is such a powerful form of exercise that you don't need to do very much. A girlfriend of mine has her rebounder in the lounge room, and she says her little boy plays with Lego, and she said about every 10 minutes, she timed him one day, he jumps up and rebounds for about 3 minutes, then runs back and plays with Lego. Who tells him to do that? His body is telling him to do that. So the best muscle strengthening is rebounding. The best bone strengthening is rebounding.
This rebounding isn't just play, it's a critical intervention. Picture this. Our modern sedentary lifestyles are a ticking time bomb for chronic diseases. Why? Because stagnation breeds decay. Our bodies are designed to move, to bounce, to fight against the gravity that binds us. When we sit endlessly, slouched over screens, we're not just harming our posture, We are damning our very circulatory and lymphatic systems to inefficiency. This isn't merely an inconvenience, it's a direct contributor to the epidemic levels of lymphatic disorders we see today. The pharmaceutical giants won't tell you this because there's no profit in simplicity, no money in movements that free you from their drug dependencies. So, I urge you, challenge the status quo. Move, jump, rebound. Not just for fitness, but for your life. Your body will thank you, even if the drug companies won't.
What causes arthritis and how to solve it? In my book there's a chapter on acid alkaline. When I was in Singapore the other evening, I gave a whole lecture on acid alkaline. My acid alkaline lecture is on YouTube. So when someone has arthritis, they need to go to more alkaline foods, and they need to rebound, and they need to make sure they're well hydrated. And if they have pain in the joints, they can take high-dose turmeric. Turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory. Last June I went to Scotland, and I was pulling my heavy bags off because I was travelling for about 6 weeks, and I didn't realise that I tore my supraspinatus tendon. No voice. Now your supraspinatus tendon is about nearly 2 inches wide, and your supraspinatus tendon is what gets your arm up that far, and then your deltoid takes it over there. So to make a long story short, in about August I had a lot of pain and I could not lie on my arm, so I had an MRI, and my chiropractor rang me up and he said, "Are you ready for it?" He said, "You've got a full thickness tear of your supraspinatus tendon and a 1 centimetre retraction." He said, "Your bicep tendon is torn longitudinal and out of the groove. You have a infraspinatus and subscapularis tear here." He said, "You got it bad." So he said, "I suggest you go to an orthopaedic surgeon." So I went to an orthopaedic surgeon. I was impressed with this young man because he was about 40 and he was very fit, and he looked at my arm. Now as soon as I found out I had the tears, I started to do comfrey root poultices. And comfrey has a growth stimulant in it, and it's growing all around my house. I planted it there. And it was winter, so I grate up the root and I'd put a poultice on it for 5 hours twice a day. And I was taking high-dose turmeric to get the inflammation down. I was taking 6,000 milligrams of turmeric a day. And I could get 8 out of 10 pain down to 2 out of 10 pain with the turmeric and the poultice. So I'd been doing that for 3 weeks before I saw the surgeon. And he wanted to know what I could do. I could lift it a little bit. He was shocked at what I could do considering what it said on the MRI. He said, "How serious is this?" He said, "Well, you've got a 1 centimetre retraction." He said, "That's a total tear." He said, "I have never seen that join." He said, "You will need surgery to stitch those two together." And he showed me on the computer that they can make a little slit and just a little slit there, and they can do the whole thing. It's actually incredible surgery what they can do now. And I said, "Wow." I said, "When can you do it?" And he said, "Well, have you got private health care?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, you'll have to go on a list." I said, "Oh." I said, "Is this serious? Do I need to do it soon?" He said, "No, it's not that serious." He said, "What have you been doing?" And I told him, and he went, "I've heard about comfrey." And then he wrote down on my check, because I thought, well, I'll book in for the theatre because it's quick and easy. I said, "What if I just hire you? How much do you cost?" He said, "Oh, I charge $2,000 for that." I thought, yeah, I'll pay $2,000 to have that fixed quickly. He said, "But then you'd have to hire an operating theatre, and then you'd have to hire nurses, and then you'd have to hire an anaesthetist, and that'll be about $10,000. I said, "Forget it." Anyway, when I left, he said, "Keep up the good work, young lady." And I was puzzled when he said that. And when I opened the form to go on, the list to wait, he put 12 months. In other words, he doesn't think this is serious at all. So I just kept up my turmeric and I just kept up my comfrey poultices, and I have no pain and I have full use of my own.
It's high time we question the mainstream medical narrative that pushes us towards invasive surgeries and costly treatments as the only solutions. Think about it. If I, at my age, can regenerate and mend a fully torn tendon using natural remedies like turmeric and comfrey, why isn't this knowledge mainstream? Why aren't these methods promoted as valid options? The answer is simple. There's no profit in curing, only in treating. I encourage everyone suffering to try these methods before surrendering to the scalpel. You have more power over your health than you're led to believe. And remember, your body's ability to heal is greater than anyone has permitted you to believe. Thank you for tuning in. If this video opened your eyes to new possibilities, please like, share, and subscribe for more empowering health insights. Stay informed, stay healthy, and let's reclaim our health autonomy together.